If we want to add numbers based on multiple conditions, we use a SUMIFS function or a SUMPRODUCT function. But if we have hidden rows or filtered values, the result returned by these functions will be incorrect. I am Nabil Murad. In this tutorial, I show you how to add values based on multiple conditions just for the visible rows. So let's dive in. Here is my start file. It shows a product, a region, an employee, and an amount. I want to add the amount based on a condition in the category, the region, and the employee. The category is the last word in the product column. So the first product is for the dairy category, and so on. The challenge we have is that we have some hidden values. If you look at the row numbers, you will find that I have row number 5 followed by row number 10, which means the rows from 6 to 9 are hidden, and I have the same situation repeated for other rows. Let's understand the problem and then we move to the concept of the solution. On another worksheet, I have a simple list which shows just two regions, East and West, and then I have an amount for each one of the regions. I created a drop list in cell D2 from which I can select a region, and then I created a simple sum function in cell E2 that adds up all the numbers, and then a conditional sum function in F2, G2, and H2. I used SUMIF in cell F2, and then I used SUMIFS in cell G2, and I used a SUMPRODUCT in H2. You can read the functions in the worksheet. The three functions return the same exact thing. So what if I select row number 3 to 6, and I'm going to hide them? Then the result of all these functions should change. If I hit Ctrl 9 to hide, none of the numbers changed, which means all these functions do not exclude the hidden values, and the number is not a realistic result, it's just a confusing result. So if I hit Ctrl Shift 9 to bring the hidden rows back, and I change the region, let's make it West. Of course, the result updates, the sum function doesn't change. Now what if I apply a filter and I say, I just want to see the East region. I take the check away from West, I hit OK, and since I'm selecting West, I expect to see a 0 for all these functions. And as you can see, all the conditional sum functions return a result for the West region, which is actually invisible. Now let's go back to our source data and granularize the concept of the solution. I go to the worksheet that I named Visible, and I start my project by naming each column. My conditions are in the range from F2 to H2, and I'll be creating my final solution in I2. To simplify the concept, I'm going to create on another worksheet a function that returns true if the category is available in the last word of the product column. I'll create another function that returns a true and false if the region matches the region in G2, and a third function that returns a true and false if the employee name matches the condition in H2, and I'll be creating another function that returns the entire column of the amount, including the invisible values. Because I'll be creating my solution on another worksheet, and I don't want to keep moving back and forth between the two worksheets, then I start by naming the different columns. I select any single cell, I hit the shortcut Ctrl *, and then I hit the shortcut Ctrl Shift F3, create names from selection. The create names from selection dialog box opens. I take the check away from left column because I just want to name following the top row. I hit OK, and I would have named the columns if I check by clicking on the down arrow of the name box. If I select amount, Excel recognizes the entire column by its name. Here is a very important tip. Named ranges include the hidden rows and the filtered values. And I'm going to capitalize on that for creating my solution. I go to the other worksheet where I have the same three conditions, the same three drop lists in F2, G2, and H2, and I want to extract a list that shows trues and false if the category matches the category selected from F2. This is a simple find function. The find function is case sensitive. Then I type equal find, and then I hit tab. What do you want to find? I want to find the text in F2, comma, I'm looking for it in the product column, and that's a named range. Then I hit the tab key, I close the bracket and hit enter. Whenever it finds the dairy category in the product column, it returns a number. Otherwise, it returns a value error. I want to convert this column into trues and false. Then I select my function, I put it in the edit mode F2, and I wrap it in an isNumber function. So when I type isNumber and then I hit tab, I close the bracket at the end. When I hit enter, I get a column of trues and false. A true means the category is there, and a false means this product does not belong to this category. For the region, I want to create a function that returns a true if the region matches my condition in cell G2 and a false if it doesn't match. Then I type an equal sign, I open bracket, I type the name of the range region, I select it from the IntelliSense list, and I type is it equal to G2, I close the bracket. I don't really need the brackets, but that will help me in my final solution. When I hit enter, I get a column of trues and false. A true means the region matches the condition, a false means it doesn't match the condition. I will be doing the same exact thing for the employee. I type an equal sign, I open bracket, I type the name of the range employee, I hit the tab key, I type an equal sign, and I click on my condition in cell H2, I close the bracket, I hit enter, and I get a false. Remember, in computer language, a true equals 1, a false equals 0. Now let's go to the other problem, the invisible rows. For my final solution, I want to extract in memory a column that stores the visible numbers only and excludes the invisible numbers. And I'll be using a map function to do that, available in Office 365. I type equal map and then I hit tab. My array will be the amount column. I named it amount and I can type amount, and then I hit the tab key to select it, and then I type a comma. The map function is a lambda helper function. Then I'll be using a lambda to perform a calculation for each value in the amount column. I type lambda, I hit tab. I will represent each value in the amount column with a parameter. I can give it any name. I'll name it X. I type comma, and then what's your function? What's your calculation? I'll be using a subtotal function. The subtotal function is a replacement for 11 other functions. So when I type subtotal and then I hit tab, I get the 11 functions in the IntelliSense list. I want to use a sum function, but I don't use the single digit numbers. If you scroll down, you will see the same set of functions with 3 digits. Then I'll be using the 109. Why did I use the 109 instead of the 9? Because the 109, the 3 digits, is the one that is programmed to exclude the invisible rows and the filtered values. Then I'll be selecting 109, which is a sum function, and then comma, what would you like to sum after excluding the hidden rows or the filtered values? I want to sum X, which is each individual value in the amount column. I close the bracket for the subtotal, I close the bracket for the lambda, I close the bracket for the map. I'm summing each single value. When you sum a value, that returns the same value. But the reason I'm using the subtotal is to exclude the hidden rows. Where I hit enter, for the hidden rows from 6 to 9, which were hidden in the source data, then I get a 0. Now let's understand the final solution. If the row is not hidden, it returns the same number. If the row is hidden, like rows from 6 to 9, I get a 0. The same happens for row number 15 to 17. These are hidden in the source data, and that's why I'm getting a 0. The concept of the final solution is to multiply the 3 conditions by the map function. If the 3 conditions return true, which means 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1, then we'll be grabbing the number. If any one of the 3 conditions is returning a false, and a false is a 0 multiplied by a number returns a 0. The only situation where we'll get the number is when the 3 conditions are met, the 3 conditions return a true, and the column is not hidden, so we have a number not a 0. A simple technique for creating complex function is to open the Office Clipboard. I click on the little square in the lower right corner of the clipboard group on the Home tab to open the Office Clipboard, and I'll be copying the functions one by one. I select the first function, the isNumber function. I copy it without the equal sign. I click on the copy command and it goes to the Office Clipboard. I hit escape. I select the second function. I copy it without the equal sign. I hit escape. I go to the third function. I copy it without the equal sign. I hit escape, and then finally I want to copy my map function without the equal sign. I click on copy and I have it in the Office Clipboard. Now I go to the worksheet where I'll be creating my solution. I click on the worksheet. I still see the functions, and because my conditions are in the same exact cells, then I'll be creating my solution in I2. I type equal sum. The sum function will add the amount. If the three conditions are met and the row is not hidden, then I type equal sum, and then I hit tab. I'm wrapping all the four functions just in a sum function. I click on the map function to include it. I multiply it by the second condition, which is the region, and I multiply it by the third condition, the employee, and I multiply it by the category condition, which is the isNumber function. I close the bracket for the sum function. I hit enter and I get the result. Let's close the Office Clipboard, and now I want to test the three conditions I have: Dairy, East, and Daniel. What if I change the name in the first record and I type Daniel? When I hit enter, the result of my function updates. What if I select the second record where I have the three conditions and I hide it? I use the shortcut Control 9 and look at my function. It updates, it excludes the hidden values. And we were able to create our solution for summing conditionally based on multiple conditions just for the visible values. If you enjoyed this tutorial, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to my channel to be notified when new tutorials are released. The best is yet to come. Thanks for watching and see you next time.